Hello, world. This is another video in a series of videos where I really don't expect to have an audience. Where I'm on the, you get those things like start now with YouTube. And the key is, what is it? It's like, I'll go back to, I used to be a big fan of martial arts, and there's this concept of learning a physical technique, which in fighting, must be reflexive. So it's like think, no think. So, someone can break down like, the right way to throw a cross or a reverse punch is, and they explain all these details of how to make the fist and start position, leading from the feet, you get through all these steps and it's like 1, 2, 3. And so, that's the first part is you have to think to no think. And the way to get from think to no think is that you have to, break down the fundamentals, break down task into discrete little steps, understand each one and then blend those together. And you just practice, and you have to practice till it becomes subconscious. And that's just the action, but then you have to work, and it's just getting into hand-to-hand, is the ability to perceive the opportunity relative to another person so that you can throw the technique and all that good stuff, right? So the nut of it is practice. Prior proper practice prevents piss poor performance, or in the 7 P's is prior proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So this video and others, I don't really, I do no marketing. Absolutely. It is really just establishing the foundations. When you're stuck with a real life and responsibilities, and I look at YouTube as a social responsibility and a hobby first. So social responsibility is, I always like to emphasize to my kids, like, don't be someone who just takes, be a taker. You want to give. And of all social media, for me personally, YouTube has been the highest, has the highest utility. From working on cars, like I joke, I'm a YouTube certified mechanic, multiple vehicles, just simply looking up on YouTube, either things from the vendor direct or from other people. I've lifted vehicles, starters, alternators, radio. If it's just basic troubleshooting and maintenance, which I think all peripherals of an engine and suspension is like, hey man, if you have basic technical aptitude, meaning you played with Legos as a kid, YouTube's like, it's just amazing. DIY, purchase decisions, it's all folks out there, viewers and other producers who are like, hey, that's awesome. You put this thing out there to the world, and directly, indirectly, just helping out folks. So product reviews, my hopes are, hey, maybe someone will find those. They're not polished, they're sloppy, but maybe I can give back to someone as I take. I take a lot out of YouTube. And so I feel a social responsibility to give back, and I'm someone, if I like something, or if I find a product, eat at a venue, anything I have a positive experience with, I want to share that and have folks get, like value. Again, like value means, given my use case and requirements, that, hey, this meets that. So something I like may not be something anyone else like or whatnot. So that's the first piece. Social responsibility, to give back to the YouTube world as much as I have received, and I have received a lot. You can go into health, fitness, all kinds of stuff. So it's just YouTube I really like. As a hobby is, I like making videos. I'm fortunately talkative, so that helps. Professionally, and I'm someone who, if I get the grasp of things, I'm comfortable with public speaking, dealing with a form of stakeholders. I tend to enjoy listening to other perspectives. Maybe I'll go into what I do professionally at some other time, but the blathering part, I like to think comes a little bit easier. so I have that, and multiple folks have said, "Hey, man, you should like do something on YouTube," because the way I like to think and approach stuff. So whatever. So I comfortable communicating to a point. But I also it's actually fun. Excuse me. So as a professional, you're always translating concepts to stakeholders, or trying to establish consensus in my line of work. Breaking down complex ideas into smaller things, and then aligning it and organizing information for someone to have. And a presentation, I believe in the power of PowerPoint, which is a Microsoft Office product that helps with presentations, which is like, hey, what's your goal? Go back to the military task and purpose. What do you want to do, and why? And so you have that, and you put together a storyboard, and from that storyboard, how do you achieve the goals of each of the frames, and then it all comes together. So a lot of the YouTube video is it's fun in that respect. You have a task, you have a purpose, you got to come up with a story roll. There's all these concepts of A and B roll, which is kind of cool. So there's some complexity to it, and as you get older, I don't believe in retirement, but I'm getting to a phase in life where I kind of want to do stuff that I enjoy, and so this is a fun, complex task that for whatever scratches my itch is amusing. For example, like say there's an audience and you get traction, you help someone else out, so it's like, oh, hey, that takes understanding people, what they want, and presenting something that it's engaging and people will get benefit out of. So there's that human factors, human need to connect, touch, that comes out of that. And then there's just a lot of technical tasks, and there's gear. I'm a dude, love gear, gotta have gear. So camera, microphones, etc. And how do you get performance in this? Like, what's the minimal amount of gear you need, and at what quality performance level to just get started? So there's that piece. So there's a lot of complexity to making a YouTube video that makes for a fun hobby that you can actually achieve what I consider the social obligation. And so what I'm working on right now is just consistency, trying to get a video. And it's not like, oh, what will the video be? How do I, it's like, I just, if I had the technical skills and the ability to execute, there's just a lot of stuff I think would be fun to present. But it's definitely work. So, don't you see a polished channel, a polished presentation? There's a lot that goes into it, and so I'm learning that, and you got to build up to that. So this is a phase of and there's a whole genre I'm realizing of videos and people who want to talk about making money on YouTube, and they're all like how to. And they're taking advantage of the searching algorithm and taking advantage of people looking for instructions, etc. like that. Like one thing on the mechanics of YouTube to understand is like Google is like the number one, I think, search engine in the world. So if people are looking for something, they search in Google, and I believe YouTube is the number two. So Google search and then YouTube. I know they're all under Google, but people search in YouTube, and so it's a powerful mechanism. And people are like, treat it as a business. Here's the rules to make money. It's like I would love to make money and do whatnot, but again, my goals are social and then hobby, because I got a day job, I have responsibilities, that always comes first. But then in hobby I'll extend it, and then this whole video is like, why YouTube? So personal facet of this is I'm in my 50s, and I don't believe in retirement, but I do believe there comes a point when you have to make changes. Well, if you're fortunate enough that you have the opportunity where you can tweak your life so that you can pursue things you personally find more enjoying, versus doing what you have to. In fact, it's like the quote from Gladiator, like a movie I didn't know was going to be a movie, but I love the scene where the main character Maximus is talking to his manservant, and he's like why do you do something tied to his motivation of how he can be so diligent in the performance of duties, and the guy responds like, hey sir, he didn't say that way, but he goes like, hey sir, some things in life I do because I want to, most things in life I do because I have to. And so as you get over 50, hopefully you, and I'm fortunate enough to have the luxury where I can start looking at life to a certain extent of doing what I want to more than what I have to. And I think this is a very Western world, American phenomena to be grateful for, right? and I will go back, I didn't grow up rich and loaded. I was an ex-military brat. My military parent got out when he was retired, but retired low in rank, relatively low rank in the military. Then my parents quickly got divorced. Just did not grew up, right at the poverty line. Did not have a lot of stuff, but were better off than others. And thankfully, my mom, she predominantly raised us, was with a perspective of gratitude first, which matters. So the key thing is, hey, I like to do something I want to do, and the challenge in modern life, and humans are social, and when you don't have work, it's like, well, how do you maintain connectivity? People want to talk about like, I'm a strong individual, independent. It's like, yeah, all that, but and psychology indicates that how we fit in socially is a big part of how we see ourselves and our sense of self. In fact, a key to long life, one of the key areas is your social relationships, your community, both practical and emotional. So that's a facet, and so it's like, how do you do that as you get older? There's church, there's community, but it's not likely geographically you're going to have necessarily contact where it will involve all your interests, diverse interests. And so social media, provides an outlet to reach out and connect with and get social contact, social validation at some levels, right? So the social media YouTube is compelling in that respect, and so part of that is like, hey, if I could do something and help someone out, that's cool. Like, I'm not out to like make buddies and friends. I have my own life. I'm extremely I enjoy what I do. I don't like a lot, but so YouTube also is a platform I'm finding me for that, and it also is a way indirectly. Eventually, my days are numbered. I am dying. I mean, we're all dying, and at this point, I'm not aware of anything that's gonna accelerate my death. But I have children. I have people out there, and in some ways, making videos is a way to communicate beyond time and space. So that so there's that cheerful topic. So anyways, that's kind of why I'm doing the YouTube thing and playing with it. It's through the years I've thought to do it early, but I've always been a practical, tactical person. Hit the targets, 50-meter targets in front of me. Those not in the military, that context is you're on a shooting range, you're trying to qualify. Targets go far out as 300 meters, so it's kind of like where do you focus, where do you concern yourself? Well, the target that's closest to you, the 50-meter target. And so a lot of life is, to be successful in a lot of life, is just like, hey, get done what you can do today. In fact, with hardship, anyone who perseveres and chugs along in hardship, they learn, like, it's good to have a goal. You have to have your navigation aid thing that gives you focus, but if you keep focusing big picture, the obstacles to overcome in the big picture are kind of, they can come across as insurmountable. And so break down what you want to accomplish into annual, monthly, weekly, daily task. And so for me, I'm in the daily, weekly fight, and it's like, hey, when I have a window, I have my list. Can I shoot a video in enough supporting video to put together a narrative where I get to exercise the mechanics of using the video editor, which is like most of it. And just improving skill set. So that's the tactical weekly goal. If I, in a 2-week cycle, can force myself to settle on a topic and set up and do basics and just get the practice down enough, so as I get more time with my children leaving the nest and other plans that will I talk about or not on this channel, and go from there. So that's it. It's the core of shooting a video, shooting videos and loading them up. So practical stuff you'll see if anyone's watching at this point, or if I even like package this and deploy it. It is a lot of product reviews, reminiscing product reviews with a lot of sidebars. and products I like, you call it the homesteading, fun, overlanding. I call it over glamping. My camping days are beyond, and so I only camp with as much comfort that I can bring to the field. Still love cycling, biking, but product reviews on the biking side, I have issues with the bike industry, and so yeah, we'll see what in that regard. But lots of interest in personal fitness and health, but I don't know. I'm a health influencer, videoing workouts. I mean, there was a period of my life when I really was into that, but we'll see. But maybe the vlogging with product reviews and narratives of what I'm doing, not how to do it, is probably the closest piece to it. So, anyways, let's see how this video comes together. There's a lot of narrative, and so some of the mechanics in the background I'm going to work is I am going to work on a thumbnail. I sleep on thumbnails, but apparently they're important. And then the first 5 seconds of the video with the automatic play, you got to have the hook to invite a viewer, but and then you got to live up to the topic. And I hate clickbait, like blatant clickbait. So no, I'm not gonna try to chase views, but interested in the mechanics of how to do something compelling. And then I may experiment with the AI, like augment tools that come, and see what B-roll that can be overlaid if I pay for that and whatnot, and just see what comes together. It might be some freakishly weird video, but those are the technical goals for this round. Anyways, if anyone's watching, if you like, feel free to like, comment. I feel uncomfortable saying, hey, subscribe. Until I demonstrate that I have some consistency and there's an interest in the narrative of this old dude.